Hey everyone, welcome back to my show, The Good Human Series, where I talk to people about ways we can lift each other up, become better at what we do on a daily basis, showcase small businesses, and just overall ways that we can be good humans and make a difference in the world. With today having a special mortgage minute towards the end. So today I want to talk about New Year's resolutions, and I know we all tend to develop New Year's resolutions to try to do better things, to try to be better every year. And I wanted to share one of my New Year's resolutions, and that is to be intentional. That is my word of the year, I guess, is to be intentional. And where I came up with this is through a website that I read. It's a blog. It's called simplyfiercely.com. So I'd love to give credit to her name is Jennifer, and she wrote simplyfiercely.com. That's her website. And so where I got this information was why I was seeking out this information was to find ways to become more intentional. And her article had some great information, 9 ways to become more intentional. And one of those ways was to be mindful of the media that you consume. We all consume media on a daily basis. It's become something that sometimes overruns our daily life and everything that we do, and it consumes people. And people, you start to compare yourself to your neighbor, or to old friends, or other companies, other businesses. And where being mindful of what you consume through media, you can be intentional by not comparing yourself and truly thinking about what it is that makes you happy, and not going to media to just fill yourself. Find things that bring you joy to fill yourself. Another one is choose to be kind. I mean, this one sounds like it's such an easy task. Choose to be kind. And, the show, The Good Human Series, you think, oh, good human, you're just a great human, you're good all the time. And that's not true. I am not a good human all the time. I try. But if anybody says that they are good all the time, man, they must be Saint Teresa. What's her name? Mother Teresa, Saint Teresa, Mother Teresa. It's one of those things where you can catch yourself, and then if to be kind and to be human is to know your faults and to admit when you're at fault and take responsibility for your own actions. So that's one of the other ways to be more intentional on a daily basis. And then another one, do something that brings you joy. So kind of going back to my first comment about being mindful of your media consumption and consuming things that bring you joy. Do something that brings you joy. If helping somebody at the supermarket get something off of the top shelf brings you joy, do that. If you see somebody struggling, go help them if that brings you joy. If it brings you joy to hire somebody to do your laundry so that you can spend more time with your family instead of doing laundry, hire somebody to do your laundry. It's not one of those things where it's like, if you hire somebody out to do something for you that you're wasting money, or you have too much money, or you don't know what to do with your money kind of thing. It's one of those things where you can use your money, and your time wisely. And so by doing something that brings you joy, if spending more time with your family means having somebody else do your yard work, then have somebody else do your yard work and spend more time with your family during that time instead. Another thing is ask why before you buy. I really liked this one because if you know me, and many of my friends on here know me, I love to buy things. I love to shop. My husband teases me. I will buy perfume from an old lady on QVC because she says it smells like roses. Well, joke is, don't ever do that because usually it won't smell like roses. It will smell like old lady. But anyway, that's a funny story for another time. But ask why before you buy. So if you want to buy something, ask why do you need it? Why is this necessary? And really think about it. Don't just buy something to buy it. And that's where this is going to help me because I'm an impulse buyer. I buy things. I just, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. I want that. Well, why? Ask yourself why. And I think that will really help to bring an intentional living money wise too, and to help you to live within your means instead of living outside of your means, which is going to help you live intentional as well. One of the other things was practice active listening. So practicing active listening is listening to understand instead of listening to respond. And this one really hit home because I always felt like I was an active listener. I always felt like I listened to the person when they were speaking to me. And I do listen, but I've found many times where I listen and that I don't remember. And I do believe that mommy brain comes into play, over 40 brain comes into play. There are so many things that do come into play, and I understand that. But there are so many times where somebody may be talking, and even if it's something that you don't really care to know about or listen to, or anything that you think it's going to bring you joy, then just at least listen for a moment with intention and listen to understand them, understand why they're saying it, understand what it is that they're trying to say, instead of trying to think of what you can do or how you can respond to what they're saying. Another thing, living intentionally, is make time for self-reflection. Now, how many of us do not take the time for self-reflection? I know I am horrible at this. And it's something, I don't know if it's because, I'm getting older. Today is my birthday. I am a year older. But I woke up this morning and I started thinking about things in my life that really matter, and things in my life where, and I've said this before, what matters? My family matters. Being able to provide for my family matters. Spending time with my family matters. And those things all matter. But do we truly live that way? And do we just say it, or do we actively, intentionally spend time with our family just to spend time with our family? And so the self-reflection for me was when I woke up this morning and I just kind of reminisced on things that I may have missed out on, or things that I could have done better. And it was pretty profound, because I think that sometimes we get so caught up in trying to do things that other people want to see, or do things that you think that other people would like, or things that would make somebody else happy. Not saying don't do things to make other people happy. That is the best feeling ever, is when you do something to make another person happy. But also do things to make yourself happy. And think of things that, like, really get deep down into what it is that makes you happy. I used to think that I was an introvert, and I always wanted to be an extrovert. And so I tried to be an extrovert. I tried to get out there and do these videos and push myself to these extremes. And then when I really truly think about it, it's like, is that really what makes me happy? Do I really truly enjoy being on a live video? I don't know yet. I'm playing around with it. But truly think about what it is that makes you happy and that makes you feel good, that makes you feel comfortable. Now, I'm not saying don't try to go outside of your comfort zone to expand your horizons. Always try to do that. But then take a step back and look to see if that is really truly providing something for your life that is going to make you happy now and later. Another thing, do something you can be proud of. This past year, well, last year, I can say last year in 2020, you know, you've seen the little GIFs where you're taking out the garbage and it just smells really bad. I can't really say that 2020 was that for me. I was extremely busy. I was very blessed. I was very fortunate to be in a business where we were overloaded with business and overloaded with you know, time to put into my business. But there was one thing that I was really proud of in 2020, and that was when COVID hit, and a friend of mine, Lynn Bender, who is just the sweetest, most wonderful person. If you have the pleasure of meeting her, you'll understand. She introduced me to another woman that I did not know, and her name is Emily Phillips, another really wonderful person, good heart. And in that connection, we developed RVs for MDs because Emily's husband is an ER doctor, and Emily was looking for an RV to put on their driveway so that Jason could be at home but not come in and expose their family. And so that started a multitude of friendships, people that that I've met and become friends with. One of my friends that came out of this is Casey Demetz, and let me tell you, if there was a past life and that, you know, you had a sister in a past life, that's her. You know, she's definitely a sister from a different mother, sister from a different family. But so that's something that made me very proud, was the start of RVs for MDs. And the idea came from Emily, and, you know, wanting to expand it. And we just started sharing with our mutual groups and people on Facebook. And it just took off. It took off, and it brought in so many people that had such giving hearts and cared so much about other people that they didn't even know. And that was the really cool thing about this. And so just knowing that there's so many other people out there that truly care. And it doesn't matter your social status, or, you know, where you grew up, or how much money you make, or how you vote. You know, it seems like today how you vote is, you know, it's a yay or a nay, and it's, you know, friend or a foe, and it shouldn't be that way. We should find ways that truly embrace all of the good on all sides, and then focus on those things. And I believe that's what happened with RVs for MDs, because none of us in that group discussed any kind of differences. We all found our likeness, the things that we had in common, and we focused on those things. And so going back to something, you know, doing something that you can be proud of, that is my suggestion, is find something that you can do. And it doesn't matter if it is a little thing, if it is just walking up to a neighbor's house and you see some trash on the ground, pick it up. I mean, that's a little thing, but you have no idea how much that may help. Like for me, if somebody picked up a piece of trash in my front yard that I have seen sitting there for the longest time, and it's because I couldn't bend down to pick it up because of my hip, that gesture would have made my day. So you never know what kind of gesture or what kind of thing that you can do that will help somebody feel so good. And in turn, that is something you can be proud of. So if you find little things that you can do to help other people, it will in turn help you feel proud of your life, feel proud of who you are, and feel proud of what you're doing. Another thing, question your have tos. Now, this one, I was thinking, okay, question my have tos. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do those. Question your have tos, because do you have to do something because it's something that you feel like you have to do to better your life? Or is it something you have to do because that's just what everybody does? So think about that the next time you say, oh, I have to go wash the car, or oh, I have to fold the towels this way. Why do you have to fold the towels that way? Fold the towels the way you want to. Fold the towels how they fit in your cabinet. You know what I mean? And I know I'm kind of just throwing strange things out there today, but just think of things that you can do for your family, for yourself, for your life, um, that are have tos, but they're have tos because you made them up. You made them your have to, instead of you have to do this because somebody else said so. Now, I'm not saying disobey your boss or anything like that. So let's put that disclaimer in there. You have to obey laws. You should obey laws, but that should be a want. You should want to do things right. And then the ninth thing is prioritize your rest and your self-care. Prioritize your rest and your self-care. If you don't have enough rest, if you don't have self-care, you can't help somebody else. If you are too tired, you can't do a good job at work. If you're too tired, you can't play with your children. If you're too tired, you can't go to dinner with your spouse or your loved one. If you're too tired, you're cranky and you take it out on other people. And if you don't have self-care, then you just don't care about anything. So if you don't care about yourself and how you feel and how your body reacts and how you feel about yourself, then it's impossible for you to truly care about somebody else and truly care about their benefit and loving another person. And so that's the whole spiel on living intentional. Those are going to be my reflections. Those are going to be my intentional ways of living on a daily basis. And I hope that helps you. So today is going to be a little bit of a short day. I know our shows are usually about an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour long. But like I said, today is my birthday and my mom is here cooking my favorite dinner. It's called sajdama, which is a Hungarian dish. And that is, in America, what is that? Stuffed peppers, stuffed green peppers, but it's got a Hungarian twist and it is amazing. So bringing back some of my grandmother's traditions for my birthday tonight. So I'm going to cut my show a little bit short today and go out there and spend some time with her. But I did want to leave you with a few things. One thing I wanted to throw in here really quick is, we have some amazing shows on The Difference. And The Difference started with Lyndon Wilson, and he started it based on, it was a radio show on KBGI. And I met all these guys and thought, I want to do this. I want to try. I think that this is going to be something fun. I think it's going to be something I'll enjoy, and it'll get me out of my comfort zone so that I can see if that's the avenue I want to take. I want to see if that's what is going to bring me joy. And it has. It's brought me a lot of joy being able to talk to people There we go.
Holly,
Sorry.
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, I had a phone call. Anyway, so I lost my train of thought. But anyway, um, we have some great shows on the difference. And if you have the desire to start a podcast, if you have a desire to be a guest on a podcast, on my show, I want to, and I love showcasing small businesses, because not every business has the marketing budget, and especially right now, especially during COVID. And so my way of giving back with my show is, let me showcase your business. Let's talk about what you do. Let's talk about how you got started. Let's talk about the trials and errors, and what you've done to succeed over the past year and beyond. And so let me help you with those things. That is my gift to you, for watching my show, and promoting my show. And that's something that brings me joy, is helping other people, and making sure that if just one additional person starts going to a local business because of my show, there's not a price tag you could put on that. That is priceless to me, knowing that I was a part of that. One company that I do want to broadcast is Boston National Title, Danny Helms and Shannon Loki. So I've known Shannon for 20 years. Okay. So I have a history with her, and she's an amazing person. She has such a great heart. And she introduced me to Danny Helms, who is the president of Boston National Title in Frisco. If you need a good title company, and it doesn't matter if you're in Frisco, it doesn't matter if you're nationwide, they can do title nationwide. They have the means to do this. They are so on top of everything. They're on top of their closings. They're on top of getting loans scheduled. They have great communication. They send you messages. So if you're a real estate agent and you're looking for a good title company, highly, highly recommend Boston National Title. Again, it's Danny Helms and Shannon Loki in the Frisco office. In the Frisco office. A little blooper there, but they are just, both of them, just great, great humans. They love helping people, and that's the kind of company, that's kind of business I want to surround myself with. I've been so extremely pleased with all of my closings that I've done with them over the past few months. And my only regret is that I didn't start using them a lot sooner. So I don't regret many things. There's a few things I regret. Like if I go out and drink a little too much with some friends, yeah, regret that. But anyway, that's kind of a joke. Anyway, so I just have a couple of other things. Mortgage minutes. I just wanted to inform everybody, and I'm sure many of you have already heard this, but the new county limits have increased to $548,250. And what does that mean? So what that means is that the new conforming limit has increased from 510,400 to 548,250. That means that you can have a loan up to 548,250 if your county, some counties will go over that, and then it's considered high balance. We won't get into that, but you have more potential to access more equity in your home. And that leads me into, what can you do with your equity? You can do a cash out loan. And I know a lot of times people think cash out loan. No, I don't want to touch my equity. I want to pay my mortgage off as fast as I can. To some, that's great. If you don't have any debt, that's great. Where using your cash or using your equity, and bringing that into cash, making it liquid so that you can pay off debts, is a really great way for you to eliminate high monthly payments. And so there is a guy, I'm sure you've heard of him. His name's Dave Ramsey. He's an incredible person. and just a genius. And it's funny because he has this program called the snowball effect. And it's funny because that's something I've done with my clients for many, many years, even before I knew that he was doing that program or selling that program. And so where the snowball effect benefits people that have equity in their home is you can take your debt that you have and you can roll that into a mortgage. Your mortgage interest is a write-off, okay? The interest on your credit cards at 29%, that's not a write-off. The interest on your car, it's not a write-off. Even if you have a car loan with a 0% interest rate, that payment on that car can in turn pay something else off faster or pay your mortgage off faster. So there's so many ways that you can utilize your equity in your house, and to put yourself in a better position 5 years from now, 10 years from now, immediately, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now. And the whole goal of using your equity is to use it to your advantage, to use it to benefit you, to put yourself into a position that will increase your net worth. Okay. And when I say increase your net worth, that means as you pay down your mortgage, so you pay off your debt, you take that savings, that monthly savings of your outgoing debt, apply that to your mortgage. Now your mortgage gets paid off faster. As your mortgage gets paid off faster, your value is increasing. And now you've got this much more in equity in your home because you've taken your monthly debt that you're used to paying. So you would continue to pay out what you're used to paying, and you would apply that to your mortgage. So you're still paying out the exact same amount. You're not paying a dime more, but you're paying the exact same amount out. Applying it to other debts or applying it to your mortgage, you're there then increasing your net equity and building for a better future. There's so many other ways you can renovate your house to increase equity. You can build on that sauna room, hint, hint, hubby, hint, hint. You can build things on to your house to make your home a place where you want to be more often instead of going out all the time. I know when I was in my 20s and my 30s, I was just like, oh, let's go out, let's go out. But I lived in an apartment or I lived in a little townhome that it just wasn't home. And so when you can get to a point where you can have a place where you want to be all the time, and you start building up on that, and then you start staying home and you start focusing on, again, self-reflection and doing things that make you proud, having time to do things that make you proud, spending more time with family instead of going out to the bar. Those are things that, honestly, just being completely honest, didn't cross my mind in my 20s and 30s. And that's really sad because I feel like I missed a lot of time with people that are extremely important. Anyway, got off of the mortgage topic. So there are so many different ways that you can use your equity to your advantage, put yourself in a much better position, take yourself from, spending $1,200 or $1,300 in additional debt every month, eliminate that and give yourself some breathing room. So if you have any kind of questions on that, you're welcome to reach out to me or reach out to a mortgage lender that you trust. And then that kind of goes into the ending, the last thing I really wanted to talk about. And that is referrals. So referral partners. Referral partners are great. Just be sure that when you are referred to somebody, first of all, make sure that there's not a benefit to the person that is referring them to you. You want to make sure that the person that they've referred you to is truly going to have your best interest at heart. And that's where in the real estate industry, it can get kind of messy because if you have, say, a real estate agent and they have their preferred lender, nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that at all. But just make sure that you vet that person out. It does not mean that that's the person that you must use. It does not mean that that person is going to make the transaction better or it's going to be perfect. None of that matters, especially in today's market. Vet them out and see how you feel. Vet them out for how comfortable you feel, and ask a lot of questions and find out what their intentions are with working with you. Because many times what will happen is a lender will get so tied to a real estate agent because they want their business. Refer me, refer me, refer me. And they're going to take more time to do what is necessary to make the real estate agent happy instead of making you happy. And there are so many laws out there that govern a loan officer where there are things that we cannot say to a real estate agent, and yet we still get hounded and hounded. Why is this? Tell me this. What's going on? And there are certain things that a loan officer cannot say to a real estate agent, and that is to protect you, the buyer. There are things that nobody needs to know about you, the buyer, except for your loan officer. And then they should know what to do and how to help you through that time. So just be careful with choosing somebody that is going to be a part of one of the largest purchases in your entire life. Now, this is going to be the first one. If it's your first time buying a home, you want to work with somebody that truly understands that you're going to have a lot of questions. And even if you don't have a lot of questions, that loan officer should push more stuff onto you, push more information onto you, and explain it well so that you can understand it. And there are no dumb questions. There are absolutely no dumb questions when it comes to a borrower or a buyer asking a lender a question about the process, because you don't do it every day. A loan officer does. So always ask questions. Don't sit in the dark. So just make sure that the people that you're working with, make sure that they truly have your best interest at heart. And just because John, the real estate guy, says you have to use, Holly, the real estate or the mortgage lender, doesn't necessarily mean that Holly, the mortgage lender, is going to be best for you. I will be best for you for sure. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, make sure that you've got that connection. Make sure that the lender is working directly for you as the buyer, and the real estate agent is working directly for you as the buyer. So the real estate agent is going to have your best interest at heart, and then your loan officer is going to have your best interest at heart. And there's no go between. The loan officer and the real estate agent will get together and they will work together to make your process a good, smooth process. And I would like to give a shout out to a lady. Her name's Karen Peoples, and she is a real estate agent partner with Homes for Heroes. I'm also a lender partner with Homes for Heroes, and Homes for Heroes provides closing cost concessions for buyers. Real estate agents also provide a portion of their commission to go towards closing cost, and then so do I, as a loan officer, provide a concession to the buyer to offset their closing costs. And it's a great program. The Homes for Heroes is for veterans, police, fire, EMTs, nurses, doctors, people in the medical field, and teachers. And so it's a great program. So the reason I want to give a shout out to Karen Peoples is we just recently worked with a buyer, and it was not a cookie cutter type loan. There are not many of those these days. It had, the loan had a little hair on it, and there are hoops that we had to jump through. And the thing I loved about working with Karen was it wasn't one of those things where why aren't you doing this? Or what is this? Why is it taking so long? What is going on here? She never asked questions that the real estate agent didn't need to know. She asked them the right way. And she was such a joy to work with. And when you've got two partners that can work together instead of working against each other, that is the most beautiful experience for the borrower. No matter how long or how stressful it may be, having a good relationship, new relationship, going from real estate agent to lender, knowing lender has best interest for borrower, real estate agent has best interest for buyer, but then you make that triangle work. That's what you want. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to her, because we just recently closed a loan. And like I said, it was not an easy loan, and it was very difficult loan, but she was an understanding real estate agent, and she helped the process instead of hindering the process. And I was very grateful for that. What else? I thought I had a few more things, but I guess I don't. My birthday brain is setting in. So I want to thank everybody for watching the show. I know I've had so many different topics, and I don't really want to have the same topic over and over and over. I just feel like sometimes that gets boring. And so you're going to find different things within my show. I may surprise you and come on here and show you how to do your eye makeup or something. I don't know, like I'm wearing my makeup, but or hey, get ready with me kind of thing. I want to have a show where people enjoy watching it through start to finish. So if you have ideas, I am open to ideas. What do you want to hear? What do you want to see? What kind of program is interesting to you? So if you will put a comment or even send me a private message and let me know what you would like to hear on my show, the Good Human series. And if it's a goofy show, hey, it's Good Human doesn't mean we can't sit there and laugh and cut up, So send me some ideas. Let me know what it is you want to hear. And let's build on that, and let's bring some fun and let's bring some excitement into this Facebook world, and let's make the difference by making people smile, educating, helping, promoting. Let's do what we can to make the world a better place. Until next time, be a good human. And I love you all.
The Difference is a proud supporter of the following nonprofits. Creek and Timber Legacy, providing outdoor learning, hunting, and firearm therapy for veterans, first responders, and children with serious illness. You can find more info at creekandtimberlegacy.org. And Sharp Shoes. Through local schools and shelters, Sharp Shoes helps provide new shoes for countless needy people and their families. You can find more info at sharpshoes.org.